Hi everyone, this is Boris. Welcome to another episode of Sketchman Draws. So today I'll be showing you how to approach drawing hands in different angles. So this is just a starting point, especially if you're struggling and if you're scared of drawing hands. This can get you started on some basics. And also I've just chosen random pictures. I've cropped the image. It's not high resolution, and that's the point, because I want you to see them as low resolution in order to just pick up just enough details to start your hand. So one of the things that I noticed is, instead of looking at the hand as one complete complex machine, it's better to sort of break it down into simple sections. So let me take another color. So just very simple, like I think anybody can do this. Just draw a square which will represent the palm area, okay? And what I call, I'll be repeating this for many times, sausages. Like if you cut sausages and stick it to like a sponge, it will look like a hand. And here I don't really worry about subtle things, subtle variations in finger sizes and the details. So here I just wanted to draw some sausages, but they ended up looking like bananas. And this is what happens when you don't script your tutorials. But anyway, I think it will be better if we get started in drawing the actual hands from the reference pictures. So here I just show you, when you actually put all this together, you get a cartoony hand, but a hand nonetheless, right? And what's the difference between a cartoony hand and a more realistic hand is the details and the subtle shapes and forms that you are able to create, okay? So let me take all that out. And I don't know if you noticed, like recently I've been trying to make videos in real time, because I think speed drawing doesn't help anyone. And so I'm just reducing the opacities to sort of show you again, like I do in most of my videos, to show you what goes on in my mind when I look at this reference picture. So let me zoom in a bit. So here, for example, like if you're really just take the simple thing without the wrist, without the forearm, I see the triangle, okay? And once I establish that, I just need to place, again, the sausages, the fingers, okay? I'll get into a little bit more details about the fingers, because for the moment I'll start with like a general shape that has no joints, okay? But we'll introduce joints later on. And of course, once you have this, you can add details, you can add the knuckles, you can add shadows if you want, and so on, okay? So I'm just trying to draw another version of that, but it's a little bit more subtle, a little bit more considering a little bit more the shape of the hand, okay? So I'm just trying to figure out what's the next hand. So here, for this hand, if I try to break down the actual shape that I see, I think in English it's called trapezius. I hope I'm not mistaken, but it's this shape here. Where the base is bigger than the top of the polygon. And then I'll add the fingers, right? So, and here, for example, I can imagine that it's we talked about square, right? And if the palm is like a piece of paper that is rectangle or square shaped, if I fold it, that gives me that roundness. But for the moment, don't worry about that. This is just for, I'm just thinking out loud, just helping you visualize the hand. But just to get started, all we need is just to draw what we see, not we think is what. We shouldn't draw what we think is there. We should just draw what we see. There's a really loud noise outside. So again, here I'm just adding, again, I'm not adding the joints, the details on the knuckles and so on, just going with the flow. Okay. Of course, once I establish that, I can erase the reference lines and then make it look closer to the reference picture. Needless to say, this will be really useful if you understand this. You can also start drawing, you know, so I'm a cartoonist, I draw comics. You can draw like from hands from imagination. This has become like almost like a podcast at this point, because I just wanted to make sure that you don't, I don't know if the mic is catching all that. I hope the mic is catching only my voice and the sounds in my room, because I live near a really busy street and it's sometimes it gets really loud, like there are really big trucks because it connects the highway. Okay, so let's try another hand. So, and also, like, you know, when you're drawing hands, you need to draw naked hands, but also hands wearing gloves. Here there's someone wearing bandages, and same here. I start with that palm area, the outline of the shape that I see, and then I put in the fingers. Okay, and again, I'm going to do this over and over again so that you can practice this. I mean, actually, you should be, if you're trying to get better at drawing hands, you should just fill at least a piece of paper just by drawing only hands in different angles. Okay, just to be comfortable with, yeah, what it looks like from different angles, how to approach it, and then slowly you'll find your own way of drawing hands. Okay. Of course, here for this one, the palm is going to be a little bit of a thin shape, like you see here, and also for the fingers, because so I think this is from a picture from the play Cats, and so she's trying to imitate cat's claws, so you see some sharp edges on the fingers, right? So we're going to capture that. Again, I always say this in my videos, if you have any requests on any specific questions, please leave them in the comment section. Usually YouTube lets me know when someone comments, so I'll be able to answer. And I'm still a small channel. I mean, I still conduct this small channel, so it's still I may still be able to answer individual requests. Here's another example. So again, palm, I see like again another trapezius, right? Like but just a differently shaped one. Again, maintaining that sharp area where the fingers bend. So this is where so when it comes to fingers, you need to think about cylinders. So you need to be able to, for example, if we move the cylinder to the right like this, it will look like this. If you move the cylinder towards yourself, towards the camera now, it will slightly look like this, right? And then and so on. If I move the cylinder, like turn it downwards, it will look like this. So, and this is something that you need to develop. And I always say, artists, like when you're drawing, you need to develop this superpower, which is to move objects with your mind. And that's true, because we move objects on the canvas. So I believe that's a superpower that every artist should have. So understanding the different angles and how the cylinder looks in different angles, you can break down the fingers into cylinders. Okay. So this picture is it's a little bit difficult, but again, just draw what you see. Don't draw what you think is there. Okay. Of course, the palm area is going to be slightly different. Almost looks like a muscle, like biceps muscle. And then sort of perching over that. Almost like if you want to draw zombie characters, or like scary, like monster characters which are coming towards the viewer. So I think, yeah, I hope you get the process. And I'll just do more, and here we have another pair of hands. So here I'm just showing you that, so there are sort of 3 cylinders. Like if you look at your fingers, you have 3 joints, 3 parts where you can actually bend your fingers, right, in 3 different ways. Not 3 different ways, in 3 different areas. So for his left hand, of course his index finger is hidden behind the middle finger. Again, another picture, a reference picture from Cats, I think Cats play. It's a musical, right? So I really like this gesture. So I just wanted to draw it. I think I talked about this in my previous video, which is when talking about like how much of the reference picture should you respect, and so always find reference pictures that you find interesting. Like, don't force yourself to draw something, because I still say this, drawing has to be fun. Otherwise, like, your drawing will not look fun. Okay? Even if you're drawing something sad, like it should have some emotional content behind it. So here, I just wanted to draw something just to put all the things together, like all the basics we'll learn, which is like draw the palm area, try to find out which outline best captures it. And when you're drawing fingers, just try remembering that these are cylinders and they can bend in 3 different areas. I tried to draw something here to just show off some of my skills, but then I decided that that was an awful hand, so I erased it. And everybody's hand is different, right? But start with your own. Start looking at your own, start examining your own hands, especially when it comes to the differences in sizes and so on. But other than that, I think, yeah, try to practice. And of course, follow me on Instagram at @sketchman_Boris for illustrations related to tutorials, and at Comics by Boris for my comic strips. And if you haven't done yet, please subscribe, like, share, and just talk to your friends about this channel. I hope you liked it, and this is Boris for Sketchman Draws, signing off.